What is up, guys? Currently Monday morning, 5:30. Getting the week started with a run with Katie. She's doing 5Ks and then I'll be doing probably 12. But we went for a big ride yesterday, so legs are pretty sore. Just gonna take it slow, take it easy, and just get the legs moving to start the week. All right, we're on the hill, halfway up. Katie's better at the hills than I am. I just seem to pass out. It's worse on the way back anyway. We made it. Alright guys, that is the run wrapped up. I'll leave some details on the screen, but yeah, that was really good. I was only going to go to 12Ks, but went a little bit further and felt good, so just kept going. Ended up at 13, and average heart rate I think was 147, so stayed relatively low. It was a bit higher on the way back, but that's all good. Purpose of this video and what I'm going to go through later on in the video is going to be how to structure your week with running and lifting weights, especially with the leg days as well. So I'll go over what I've found over the years works best and what you can do. And yeah, hopefully it's helpful for some of you guys. Obviously my working schedule is a lot different to probably what a lot of you guys are, but I'm going to talk about that and kind of tell you and let you know what you can do with your working schedule to fit in those runs and to fit in the weight sessions as well. So we'll go over that later on in the video. I'm also going to do a back and biceps session this morning at Alice KD as well. I've been loving filming there. So yeah, we're going to go home, have some breakfast, and then we'll head off to the gym and we'll film that session for you. So yeah. Just been doing some work in the office, but we're going to head to the gym now. It's just coming up to 9 o'clock, so traffic on the highway hopefully should have died down by now, which will be good. And yeah, we're going to have some pre-workouts. So we're going to have half a scoop of Flight from BPN. We're going to have 1 full scoop of Endo Pump from BPN, and then we're going to have 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. So I'm going to have that, just sip on that on the way to Alice KD, which is where I'm going to go train. And then I'll probably have this just before I walk into the gym. I'm going to have this LCM bar just to top up those glycogen stores. And yeah, it's going to be a couple hours since I had breakfast by the time I get there. So I'll be starving if I don't have something. So something small, something little that will just give us a good boost of energy. So yeah, that's it. I shall see you guys at Alice KD for big back and bicep session. See you there soon. Okay guys, thought I would do another voiceover. Someone said my voice is boring, but
I don't care. I think these are a better way of making these videos a little bit more educational, and I can actually have a chat and walk you guys through the session. So we're going to keep doing the voiceovers, but yeah, let's do it. Back and biceps at LSKD. We started off just with some wide grip pull-ups, just doing these super slow, just getting blood into the muscle. I like to do pull-ups at the start of my session as I've got plenty of energy, rather than trying to do them at the end of the session when I'm burnt out. So just did a couple little stretches after here as well, but shirt was off pretty early. I've put all the details for this session on the top left corner as well, so you guys can go along with this. But yeah, jumped into pull-ups. As you can see, this bar has a bit of an angle on it, so I like to use the underhand grip, and I can feel like I can get a really good squeeze and contraction doing these pull-ups with the grip that I've got at the moment. Just focusing on bringing my chest up to the bar, not hunching over, and yeah, make sure I can feel it all the way through the back. So after that, we jumped onto these seated cable high rows. So obviously, as you can see, handle up the very top of a cable machine, and just using that seat and the bench just for full support. That way I can get a good stretch, as you can see there, and then good contraction all the way through. Just doing these super slow, just making sure you can feel it through your back, because I feel like back is one of those things that young guys in particular just don't know how to train, and it's all about feel and making sure you're slowing down the reps, getting a good stretch every single rep, and also getting a good contraction, because if you're not contracting that muscle and the biceps, if you're getting a massive bicep pump and you feel like you can't feel anything in your back, then you really need to slow it down and just focus on form and feeling it in your back. And so exercise 3, we jumped onto these face pulls. I've actually never done face pulls seated, and I loved it. I felt like I could really plant the feet, make sure I'm nice and stable. And as you can see here, I've just shown like a few different angles, but shoulders and the whole body is just staying in place, just letting those arms come all the way out, and then really bringing it back quickly and just squeezing for a second or so when we bring it back. So I need to grow my traps. It's rear delts as well. I feel like it's always been a lagging body part, so I threw these in on the back session. Usually I'll do these for shoulders as well, but yeah, that's one of the only ways to get those lagging body parts to grow, is to double down on them. So moving on to exercise 4, and hadn't really done anything wide grip, so we jumped onto wide grip lat pull down. Now as you can see, just trying to keep the form really well. Some of these reps I'll let my arms go all the way out, but you don't necessarily have to, but you definitely need to make sure that you're bringing that bar all the way down. And as you can see, my back is fully contracted at the bottom, same with through the middle of the back, those traps as well. But I'm also making sure that I'm bringing that bar down to my chest, exactly like how I do the pull-ups. It's just now I'm seated, and obviously you can load it up a bit more when you're seated, because you can plant your feet. So moving on to biceps, that had us finished off for the back exercises. Moving on to biceps, one of my favorites at the moment, purely because you can really let the dumbbells hang and let your arms fully extend all the way out. And trust me, it's one of those exercises that the first like 4 or 5 reps feel really easy, and you're like, oh, this is light, like look at these are just 10 kilo dumbbells. And then you start getting to the 7th, 8th rep and they're really hurting. But as you can see here, just trying to keep the form perfect. Elbows are pretty much fixed in the same position, they just getting a slight kind of tilt when I come up at the top. But yeah, prioritizing form on that one. And then this was our last exercise, standing bicep curls. Went a little bit heavier with these, and still just trying to keep the form as good as possible. Big thing with biceps, it's not about weight. Like, no one gives a shit how much you can bicep curl. It's the stupidest thing ever. You want to make sure you're getting a good contraction. You should be getting a massive pump when you train biceps. You should feel the blood in that muscle. And as you can see here, keeping that elbow in that fixed position, and then as we come up with these a little bit differently, we're going to bring that elbow out so we can fully contract that bicep up the top. So these are one of my favorite exercises. Like, you don't need a crazy amount of different special like exercises for biceps. Just stick to the basics. And we just went through a few sets of these, and then we pretty much, once I was burnt out on the weight that I had, then I just went straight into hammer curls, and yeah, as you can see here. And obviously there's a little bit of swing left because it's the end of the set, but just trying to keep pretty good form. And with these ones, obviously elbows just in that fixed position. That was another unreal session. I just love training back and biceps. Like, Monday is literally probably one of my favorite days of the week. Usually kick it off with, like you're seeing, like a big run in the morning, and then go train back and biceps, which back has always been, especially like in my first maybe 5 years of training, I just had no idea how to train it. I used to do like fitness modeling competitions and looked great from the front, and then turned around, didn't know how to pose with my back either, and it was just a lagging body part. So it's taken me a long time to develop it. It's still not like huge, but it's kind of in proportion now, which is great, and I love training it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm gonna head home now, have some lunch, and then yeah, I'll chat to you guys there. Had a package at my door from Workout Meals, so we're fully stocked up for the week. We've got sweet chili stir fry. This one is so good. Barbecue mac and cheese. We've got, what's another one of my favorites? This one's unreal as well. The pulled beef from Workout Meals is so good. Beef stroganoff, that's unreal. And yeah, we're fully sorted for the week. So Workout Meals, code Tommy. If you're here in Australia, give them a try. We'll get a discount with that one. All right, guys, I did mention at the start of the video that I was going to talk a little bit about how to structure your week with hybrid training. Now, for me personally, I've just started riding as well. So I've now structured that into my training. But say you're just someone that wants to start incorporating running, and you already do a lot of gym work and weights, which sounds like it's a lot of people when they're getting into hybrid stuff, obviously, that they're usually pretty experienced in the gym, or they've done it for a few years, but they don't know much about the running, and they don't really know when to start. So one of the key things is you have to do what works for you. Now, for me personally, I've got a lot of time on my hands now, and this is actually a big chunk of my job is like training and creating content, running, and yeah, doing gym and all that type of stuff, which I'm so lucky for. But it wasn't always like that. I was a tradie for around 10 years, and obviously things were a lot different back then, and I did have to put in the extra effort to do stuff when I didn't want to, pretty much. But I would, if you don't want to balance doing both, I would recommend doing 3 weight sessions per week, like a push-pull legs, and then maybe doing 3 runs per week. And then you can obviously do weights, then running, weights and running, and then just have like obviously 1 rest day a week. If you're a little bit more experienced, or you feel like you've got the time and you can, then you can obviously opt to do weights and running on the same day. Now, depending who you are as a person is going to depend on when you can run. There's also so many other factors when I actually think about it. There's also like obviously weather and different parts of the world. So ideally, when you're in a warmer kind of place, you want to run early in the day, before it gets really hot, or obviously at night. Now, when I was a tradie, I would train in the afternoon, and then I'd actually go for a run straight after, and I'd be running in pitch black. Now, I did it because I had to, and I know a lot of other tradies and some guys that I coached that you might have to be on a job site at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. So that means that if you wanted to run in the morning, you might have to wake up at 4 a.m. or 3 in the morning or something, which some people choose to do. Otherwise, there is always that option with doing going for, doing your weight session in the afternoon and then going for your run after, or doing something in the morning still, getting up super early. So it just depends on that. But I wanted to mention as well is, like, if you are balancing and you want to take it to the next level and you want to do maybe 5-6 days of running per week, and also do maybe, well, I'll give you a rundown of mine. I will leave my week at the moment on the screen so you guys can have a look at it. But if you want to do something like this, you'll have to work out when you train legs, unless you want to be someone that's constantly getting injured or you just have skinny legs. Then you're going to have to work out when you're going to train legs through the week. And I think that's probably one of the most crucial things with hybrid training. For me personally, I train legs once a week, and that's also actually changed compared to when I was in marathon prep. Because when I was in marathon prep, I would do a speed session on Tuesday and then Friday as well. Now at the moment, as I'm just doing a bit of maintenance running, I only do a speed session on Wednesday. So I choose to do my leg training on the same day that I do a speed session. So what that means is that one day I completely, like, pretty much cook my legs, just because so say I have a speed session on Tuesday and I've got to do another one Friday. If I just do something else that day and then I train legs on the Wednesday, then Friday my legs are going to be they're going to be sore still, because they don't have as long to recover. But if I do the legs training, lower body strength, and that speed session all in the same day, then it just gives those legs a longer time to recover. So hopefully you're coming into the Friday session fresh, and then also the weekend long run as well. Now, for my week at the moment, I'm only doing the one speed session, which a lot of you guys probably have your week structured like this. I choose to do Wednesday, speed session in the morning, and then I'll go train legs later on in the day. And that way it allows, if you're going to do a long run Saturday or Sunday, you just kind of got to hope that they come good by then. And obviously there's a lot of other stuff you can do with recovery to try to make that happen. But yeah, I'm probably just rambling on too much as it is, but I'm just going to pretty much say it's all going to depend on you guys. But a good way, and I think a great tip, is just try to get that lower body strength session out of the way the same day that you do your speed session. That way you're just allowing your legs a longer time to recover, specifically aimed at that long run, because you want to be coming into that long run pretty fresh. It might be 2 to 3 hours if you're in marathon prep, so you want to be feeling half decent. You don't want your legs coming in feeling like bricks for a long run, because that sucks. So yeah, that's just a tip for me, and a few other kind of tips. Hope you guys enjoyed the video with the workout and stuff as well. I'm probably just dragging on too much now, but I appreciate you guys if you've tuned in still and you're still watching. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like the video, drop a comment, and I shall see you on the next one. Catch ya.